The life and sad ending of Axl Rose. Depending on who you ask, Guns N' Roses vocalist Axl Rose is either considered a rock music icon who is worshipped by millions as an almost Christ-like figure, or hated as a homophobic, misogynistic, and woefully self-indulgent rock star in his defense. Rose has denied that he's a homophobe or misogynist, as well as thought of as a tyrant by his ex-bandmates. William Bruce Rose was born on February 6, 1962, in Lafayette, Indiana, and suffered sexual abuse from his biological father and physical abuse from his eventual stepfather. At an early age, Rose changed his name to William Bailey after his mother remarried. Rose was also an outcast in school, where he was picked on for being different, but found solace in singing with his school and church vocal choir and eventual rock music. His rough teenage years were eased a bit when he befriended Keith Richards, worshiping chap the name of the Jeff Isabel, who shared Rose's interest in music. Isabel left Indiana for the streets of Los Angeles in the early 80s with hopes of forming a rock band, and Rose followed shortly after, changing his name to W. Axl Rose, while Isabel soon adopted the name Izzy Stradlin. The LA rock music scene at the time was split down the center between rough and ready punk rock and hairspray-soaked glam rock heavy metal, and Rose wanted to form an outfit that borrowed equally from each genre. Stradlin and Rose plowed through several outfits and went nowhere while hooking up with fellow street rockers Slash, Duff McKagan, and Steve Adler. After sludging it out on the Sunset Strip and honing their act, their newly christened Guns N' Roses signed a record contract with Geffen Records after issuing an independent live EP. Their full-length debut, Appetite for Destruction, was released a year later, and at first the public didn't know what to make of the album or the band. Slowly but surely, rock's fickle audience came around, and by summer of 1988, Guns N' Roses was fast becoming one of the world's top rock bands on the strength of such hit singles, MTC-saturated videos as Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, and Paradise City. But with fame came death-defying drug and alcohol abuse among 5 band members, as well as last-minute tour concert cancellations. It appeared as though the successful they had become, the more problems that arose. To fill the void for the new GNR album, Geffen put out an 8-track stoppage EP, GNR Lies, in late 1988, amid widespread rumors of an impending band breakup. The album was another big seller on the strength of the hit acoustic ballad Patience, but Axl Rose came under immense fire and criticism for the song One in a Million, in which he had a derogatory comment for gays, blacks, and immigrants. Undeterred, Rose and co. regrouped and worked on the much-anticipated follow-up to Appetite, which seemed always to miss its numerous project release dates. Alder was sacking during the recording, while 1991 finally saw the release of the 2-part sophomore effort, Use Your Illusion. Both discs were massive hits, but the band appeared to have reinvented itself to a bombastic, indulgent rock act, even recalling the music of their punk rock idols attempting to destroy the minds of the 1970s. A mammoth 2-year tour followed, with Stradlin leaving the band mid-tour, which GNR found themselves losing their validity and streetwise rock act in the face of the stripped-down grunge movement, which included such acts as Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and Soundgarden. It only made Rose seem more out of touch with reality when he would hold the band up from going on stage, resulting in ridiculous multi-hour delays. His public image took a few more shots, with several concerts were marred by the audience riots caused by his notorious hijinks when he tried to pick a fight with the Nirvana leader Kurt Cobain backstage at the 1992 MTV Music Video Awards for disparaging yet quite on the mark remarks Cobain had made about Rose in the press. When the tour finally ground to the halt in 1993, GNR issued a lukewarm received collection of covers, The Spaghetti Incident, and it took a well-deserved rest. But after numerous aborted writing recording sessions for their 3rd proper studio album, the 2 original members, Slash and McKagan, either quit the band or were dismissed by Rose. Rose had been grateful full ownership of the Guns N' Roses, so he slowly formed a whole new band around himself. With rumors running rampant that he had become a bloated, bald, and drug-addled hermit due to the fact that he did not grant a single interview between 1994 and 1999, staying completely out of the spotlight, Rose continued to work on GNR's next release himself. In 1999, saw GNR's first song released in nearly 8 years with the industrial rocker Oh My God from the End of Days soundtrack, as well as a live compilation of old-school GNR tracks, live era 87 to 93, yet both became and went without much fanfare. But all of that changed when Rose and his new cohorts, including ex-Nine Inch Nails guitarist Robin Thicke, mask-wearing solo guitarist Buckethead, ex-Replacements bassist Tommy Stinson, ex-Primus drummer Brian Mantilla, and longtime GNR keyboardist Dizzy Reed played their first live shows together in early 2001, receiving unanimously favorable reviews. With a world tour booked and album nearing completion reportedly to be titled Chinese Democracy, the GNR Axl Rose hype machine appeared to be building up to a feverish pitch once again. That's what really happened to him. His classic saying is life sucks, but in a beautiful kind of way.